Let me be upfront about something before we dive in. The Kansas City Chiefs just came off what many people are calling a down year, and the AFC West is suddenly looking like the most unpredictable division in all of football. So today, we are breaking down whether the Denver Broncos can keep their momentum rolling, whether the Los Angeles Chargers finally put it all together, or whether Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs find a way to remind everyone why they owned this division for so long. Stay with me, because this one gets interesting fast. Let us start with the elephant in the room. The Kansas City Chiefs have been the gold standard of this division for years. Multiple Super Bowl appearances, a dynasty built around one of the most gifted quarterbacks in NFL history, and a coaching staff that consistently finds ways to win when it matters most. But last season showed some real cracks. The offense struggled at times to find consistent weapons outside of Travis Kelce, the defense gave up points in ways that felt uncharacteristic, and for the first time in a long time, Kansas City looked beatable on a week-to-week basis. Now the question is whether that was a blip or the beginning of something bigger. Here is where it gets really compelling. The Denver Broncos are no longer the rebuild project people wrote off a few years back. Bo Nix is developing into a legitimate quarterback, and the energy around that team has completely shifted. Denver has a defensive identity, playmakers on both sides of the ball, and a fan base that is starving for relevance again. Mile High Stadium is loud again. The culture has changed. And when you combine a hungry young roster with a coaching staff that knows how to build momentum, you have a genuine contender. The Broncos are not sneaking up on anyone anymore. They are knocking on the door and making real noise. But here's the team that might actually be the most dangerous of all three. The Los Angeles Chargers have spent the last couple of seasons assembling pieces that look terrifying on paper. Justin Herbert is one of the most physically talented quarterbacks in the entire league. The skill position talent around him is loaded. The defense has been rebuilt with serious intentions, and the biggest storyline coming into this season is health. The Chargers have been plagued by injuries at the worst possible times, and when Herbert has been upright and protected, this offense has looked elite. If Los Angeles can get through a full season relatively healthy, they are not just a division contender. They might be a Super Bowl threat. So how do we actually sort this out? Let us think about it through a few different lenses. First, quarterback play. Herbert is elite. Mahomes is elite. Nix is promising but still developing. Advantage goes to the veterans in that matchup, but do not sleep on what Nix has shown in his ability to make smart decisions and move the chains when it counts. Second, coaching. Andy Reid is one of the greatest coaches in NFL history, and that never changes. But the gap between the coaching staffs across this division has narrowed considerably. Denver and Los Angeles both have guys who know how to win and who have learned from mistakes in recent seasons. Third, and this is the one people underestimate, roster depth. The Chiefs have historically had the edge here because of their front office and salary cap management. But injuries and roster turnover have tested that depth. Meanwhile, Denver has built through the draft and is getting healthier contributions from more positions than they have in years. Here is my honest take. The Chiefs are never truly down. Saying Kansas City had a down year is like saying a restaurant got one bad review after winning 5 straight Michelin stars. The infrastructure is still there. Mahomes is still there. Andy Reid is still there. They will respond. They always respond. Betting against that organization in any given season feels like a trap, and I think enough people are ready to count them out right now that they might come back with something ferocious. But I genuinely believe this division is a 3-team race in a way it has not been in a very long time. The Broncos have built something real and sustainable. Bo Nix could take another significant step forward this season, and suddenly Denver is not just competing, they are winning the division outright. That is a real possibility, and you should take it seriously. The Chargers scare me the most from a pure talent standpoint. If Herbert stays healthy, if the offensive line holds up, if the defense plays to its potential, Los Angeles could be the team that ends the Chiefs' era of dominance in the AFC West. Herbert has the arm, the football IQ, and the competitive drive to lead a team deep into January. The missing ingredient has always been availability and consistency, not ability. What this all comes down to is which of these three teams can stay healthy, stay focused, and rise to the moment when division games get physical and the margin for error shrinks down to almost nothing. Those late October and November matchups between Kansas City, Denver, and Los Angeles are going to be appointment television. Every game feels like a playoff game. Every turnover matters. Every coaching decision gets magnified. My prediction is that the Chiefs reclaim the division title because Mahomes and Reed simply do not accept anything less. But Denver pushes them harder than anyone expects and earns a wild card spot that sets them up for a serious postseason run. The Chargers will be right there too, if they stay upright. One thing is absolutely certain. The AFC West in 2026 is must-watch football from Week 1 through the final whistle of the regular season. Drop your prediction in the comments right now. Who wins this division? Let the debate begin.